Hello, everyone. So glad you came to visit me so I can be with you. I was just looking outside. The weather is not sunny, it's bright, and my wonderful gratitude tree is talking to me. Why do I call it gratitude tree? Well, when we first moved here, that tree was chopped off halfway. Why? Because the Advancement Center stood vacant for a year, and our neighbors away from the ocean couldn't see what they wanted to see of the Pacific Ocean. So they whacked off the tree. Well, we moved in. I feel like the protectors of that tree. And that's why I call it the gratitude tree, because it has grown twice the size. I can't even see the top anymore. It's so tall. So it's a happy Sunday, and I'm so glad you're here. So I can say welcome to the Advancement Center and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. Yeah, very special time. I love Sundays. I've noticed there is always something to say, and there is always something new. Even when you cannot grasp anything in that particular moment, it is clear that something has to move to make way for what is new. And this is done by simply moving. And watching what comes in to my field to share with you. If we look at what is happening, there are some special circumstances that always come to the surface. And this determines what we look at in the immense display we are able to experience. To change the scope of what we see, we can change our search functions and look more closely at any known area and see that there is nothing to support us in looking for something that we have no knowledge of. Often the picture is hidden in the definition of things that we already recognize. And until someone points out the picture in detail, we're unable to decipher what or even where it is. It is the same in the world of magic and miracles. You will not recognize what is available until you either stumble across it or someone from that hidden world reveals something that allows you to see and accept the phenomenon. So this is to give you a greater and in-depth understanding of the world of magic and miracles that I've just welcomed you to. Now, on this occasion, we simply delve a little further without any focus to see what we run into, and then the conversation will take on the direction that it pleases, as if it had a plan. And my plan is to see what I've written more clearly. So there we go. Hello. Okay. So I'm going to start again. On this occasion, we simply delve a little further without any focus to see what we run into, and then the conversation will take on the direction that it pleases, as if it had a plan of its own, and we are along for the ride. The direction of advancement, and we are the advancement center, has no logical pattern. And to advance sometimes means regression in logical terms. But who said we're logical? It is therefore obvious that we are not able to track what comes next. So where do we go from here? The answer is simple. We follow our spirit. Isn't that what I've been saying? That's what I've done my entire life. No one can live without their spirit. It's the engine that makes everything possible. And keep up with it no matter where it takes us. So let's go on a trip together. The elements of life that are most important to us are the simple things. We all agree on that. This has been known for centuries, but never applied by individuals as part of their own way of life. Complication and power rule many aspects of life, but the simple things are pushed into the background unless there is a special occasion or you are impressed by the simple actions of another person. To bring the simple things into action in your life, you must see and feel like a child. You must see and feel like a child. Do you see and feel like a child? I do. I have never lost it. I feel what that little girl felt. I can remember her saying, I want to know how things work down here. And I would pay close attention to the carpenter or the plumber or people doing simple tasks. And I found them fascinating. They didn't even notice. I did. and I gave no concern to anything. You know why? I was following my spirit, who accompanied me down here. All right, this seems a little backward. But it actually takes on a new field with a new way of operating, which needs advanced intelligence and magic that has never been seen before. I feel like I should just sit here with you and let that sink in, because we truly have entered the world of magic and miracles together. It's all magic. The sparkle in everyone's life will return immediately and will grow to levels that have never been known before. All the adjectives that describe life will all be compiled into one unexplainable feeling that is different for everyone. Synchronicity will be a favorite part of everyone's existence, as we are all led to the correct place at the correct time to experience the magic of simplicity in its new form. How many times have we just dismissed someone by saying, oh, he's so simple, he doesn't get it? Truth? He has gotten it. He sees it. He lives it. He speaks to you. Are you listening? We are about to uncover another level of simplicity that exists in parallel realms and is driven by the forces of nature that have not been available in the past. There is no simple explanation, but the result is that the forces of nature that are beyond what we know now are available to assist us in everything we do or experience in the world. We no longer need to build up enough energy to motivate ourselves in our endeavors, and we certainly do not need to feed ourselves with the correct food by scientific standards. Our complete system will be motivated and nourished by the natural influences of the world, and whatever needs to change will do so without any specific input from our logic or learned standards. See the word natural? And it's all yours. If you need to move with ease, it will happen. If you need to feel elated and happy, it will happen. There are no conditions that can stop these things happening. Once you see your connection to the mystical parts of your being and the more than mystical parts of nature and its capabilities in your life, you will live with magic, and the miracles will flow as if there is no end to the possibilities that can come to life, your life. So stay with the magic and expect the miracles, because that is the definition of life. And we're all together here. And we always have been. And science came in with its highfalutin language and tried to separate us. But we can't be separated. We all share an origin. And that experience stays with us. It's our inheritance. And there is no accident why we're all together today at this very moment. So sit back, relax, and just be here. A few days ago, we reheard and we recognized our own knowingness via a simian broadcast. And he used the word spark. That went through me like a spark plug. I felt my engine moving and it never stopped because the flint was engaged and I was among all the cylinders in recognition of my life and all the moments of sparks and magical moments of my amazing life. Now, I wrote this down for myself, and all I have to do is read my own handwriting. Oh, and magical moves on my magical and amazing chessboard of life. One comes to mind. It was the summer of long time ago, 1972. Somehow, I suppose it served something, but I can't give you answers now. But at the ripe old age of 18, I got married. I have 3 wonderful children, but I used to say, aren't I too young to get married? Well, I was following someone else's timetable, obviously. And they said, no, you're mature. No, you're grown. You know. So I had a lavish wedding and lavish living and lots of everything. And in 1970, that was 54. And in 1972, that was cut. And the day the divorce was final, I was so excited. I took my 3 kids to an amusement park to celebrate. So that was one segment of this life. And then summer came. Now, in the past summers, my 3 children went to camp, and my summer was built around their visiting days and writing them postcards and keeping everything going until they returned. But this was the summer of 72. I was no longer a wife. I was just a mother. And my children were not home. So what was I going to do? Well, the first thing I did was I was in touch with my dearest cousin, Peter. And when I told him about the divorce, he said, well, it's about time. I said, what? He said, yeah, should never have happened. And Peter was a free spirit. And he was so free that he was living in Ibiza, or Ibiza, if you want to go by the spelling, off the coast of Spain. And he immediately wrote back to me. He said, come visit. Come stay with me. Come enjoy your freedom. And I thought about that for about a day. And then something just clicked. And I said, okay, I'm going. So I did all the things you're supposed to do. I wired him. I told him I was coming. No answer. I called his friends in Seattle who had visited him there. And I said, I want to go to Ibiza, but I haven't heard from Peter. They said, oh, just go. I said, what? Just go? They said, yeah, he's there. As a matter of fact, he usually hangs out at the Hotel Montesol. And all you have to do is be in touch with them and say, Peter Kadams, you know, he wears rose-colored glasses. Is he there? And I said, oh, I don't know about this. They said, yeah, just go. If he's invited you, you deserve to go. You deserve the freedom. Enjoy. I thought about that for about a day. And then I said, all right. So I bought a ticket, a flight to Barcelona. And then from there, you take a boat. No, you don't. You take a flight to Ibiza. So no word from Peter. I must have wired him 3 more times. I said, you sure? I'm going back there and enjoying the feeling again. So I'm glad you're with me. So the day approached. It was July 10th. I remember. In fact, my ex-in-laws drove me to the airport and wished me well. So I flew to Barcelona, and I remembered that Peter's friends said, all you have to do is call the Hotel Montesol and ask if Peter's there. What I know. I was the one who got married at 18. Who knew? So I called the Hotel Montesol, probably was lunchtime, and I naively said, is Peter Cadams there? He's the one with the rose-colored glasses. And they said, look, lady, we're in the middle of a lunch rush. Call back. We don't know who you're talking about. So goodbye. So I said, okay. Now, I'm in Barcelona, Spain. I'm not hearing from anyone. I might as well check in to a hotel. You know, it's getting a little fuzzy. I thought I would remember every detail for the rest of my life, but that was a long time ago. At any rate, somewhere along the line, I met a man who offered to take me all over Barcelona. And he was a tour director. So I naively said, sure. Meanwhile, I had a tour. Oh, I know. Pardon me. I have to go back in my memory. I thought I was going to get a connecting flight to Ibiza from Barcelona Airport. So he very gallantly offered to drive me to the airport to pick up my luggage. And then he recommended a hotel, and I checked in with my luggage, and there were no flights to Ibiza for the next 3 days. So I had 3 days of being escorted to every nook and cranny of Barcelona with Jose. I went to little-known museums. I saw unbelievable Gaudi. Have you ever heard of, I forgot his first name, but Gaudi was a designer, an artist, unbelievable. He made columns look like elephant legs. And I just have a travelogue of Barcelona. But no word. And every day, of course, I called the Hotel Montesol and asked for Peter Cadams without any answer. Here I am. This is all due to one spark. I'm in Barcelona. I haven't been in touch with Peter. I have a new friend, and I'm getting to be an expert on Barcelona. I went to the bullfights. We traveled everywhere. He wouldn't take a dime, and he just called me his American friend. Oh, I'm getting in touch with my fuzziness. So I'm going to try to unravel this for you, because I made a reservation to fly to Ibiza in 3 days because that's how often they flew. And I was going. I was following. I didn't know the words then, but I guess I was following my spirit. There is an end, and it's a good one. I took the flight, but before I took the flight, I called the airport just in case Peter had gotten the message that I was arriving in Ibiza. And then got on the plane. I remember saying something to the woman next to me. I said, "This is the most amazing thing that's ever happened in my life. I may be flying and I may be met and I may not be met. And then I'll take it from there. Spark to spark." I got off the plane. Bright sunny day. And there, leaning against a white column, was my beloved cousin, Peter. Now, I could just leave you at this time, but I'll tell you what he told me, which is the purpose of following your spark, your Jiminy Cricket, your spirit. He said the strangest thing happened. The other night, I was seeing a friend off from the airport, and all of a sudden, over the loudspeaker comes, "Peter Kapteams, Peter Kapteams." And I said, "Who knows I'm here?" And I pick up the phone, and I got your message that you'd be on this flight. Welcome to Ibiza. I followed my spark. Follow yours, and you'll have a perfect life with perfect health and a future filled with joy. And my future is revealing itself every day, or I should say every week, when I go to art class. So this is what happened this week. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to relive those magic moments when I didn't realize I was just following my spirit. I love you all, and I'm so happy that you joined me today. I am Barbara.